When the president launched the PCNGI initiative, he meant it. I remember the last two FECs. Some ministers went there to ask for approval to procure vehicles. And when they got there, the president said he will not approve any vehicle except their CNG vehicles. Is that not walking the talk? And that is how we will change the narrative. When the president is the one pushing his own agenda, all of us, we have no choice but to follow suit. When you buy a CNG car, you have implemented the initiative of the president. We will produce that CNG car here in Nigeria. We will convert the existing one, the internal combustion engine using diesel and petrol, to CNG, and they become CNG cars. We will empower our manufacturers to produce CNG cars, and that's how we will begin to change that narrative. On your question whether attendance will be free or not, that I think we will still continue to charge. You can bring your ideas. We will continue to help to incubate your ideas, but because we must pay for venue, we will charge for attendance. We must pay for publicity and everything that goes into it. And remember, if we make it open, the place will be flooded, not just by people like yourself who have ideas, but by everybody. So this is a way to also regulate attendance and make sure that only serious people can come and people that can give us the value that we need. So I hope I've answered that question. Thank you. Today, at this timely and pivotal broadcast, I must begin by first congratulating the administration of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and His Excellency, the Vice President, Senator Kashim Shettima, for a remarkable first year anniversary evident in the success already achieved in the fulfillment of the 8-point agenda of the Renewed Hope agenda of His Excellency, Mr. President. In celebrating this milestone, I am honored to highlight the strides achieved in the past year geared towards unlocking Nigeria's industrial, trade, and investment opportunities in line with the laudable 8-point agenda of Mr. President. And these include ensuring food security, ending poverty, economic growth and job creation, increasing access to capital, improving security, creating a level playing field on which people, especially businesses, can operate, and ensuring rule of law and fighting corruption. The Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment is positioned to play a key role in most of Mr. President's Renewed Hope agenda, as the ministry is directly linked to 4 out of 8 and indirectly to the remaining. This ministry's mandate is focused around 6 pillars of growth, which are support and facilitation to improve ease of doing business, development of policies and reforms, increased access to financing, increased access to global markets, driving investments, and increasing job creation. All of these play a significant role in the delivery of Mr. President's 8-point agenda. Under the visionary leadership of His Excellency, Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Nigeria has indicated to the global community an unwavering commitment to providing a conducive environment for businesses to grow and for investments to thrive. Towards this end, the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment has designed and implementing initiatives which are focused on improving the business environment and competitiveness, driving innovation, boosting exports, increasing domestic and foreign direct investment, and enhancing regional and global trading by leveraging international cooperation. In creating an enabling environment for businesses to thrive, we relaunched the Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council, PEBEC, under the gracious leadership of His Excellency, Vice President Kashim Shettima. This demonstrates our commitment to supporting and growing businesses. Under this council, we are supporting and striving to ensure that doing business in Nigeria is easier than ever. We are focused on improving infrastructural capacity such as power and transportation, as well as soft infrastructure such as policies, frameworks to ensure transparency, accountability in regulation, policy consistency, the rule of law, and also to create a culture of efficiency and efficient collaboration and synergy among government agencies and offices. This, we believe, will facilitate an environment where business operations are not hindered by red tape, but rather can continue to thrive. Let me elaborate the achievements of this ministry by the different ministries that are combined to make up the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment. Starting with trade. The ministry relaunched the Nigerian Trade Policy 2023 to 2027, and this is geared at stimulating the domestic economy by connecting Nigerian SMEs to the global value chain, thereby ensuring that Nigerian businesses have the capacity to be globally competitive. Towards achieving this, we worked very closely with the World Trade Organization and the International Trade Center, ITC, and we've secured support for 7 key trade initiatives that are critical to the development of local and global trade in Nigeria. And these are the WTO SPS, that is the WTO Standard Development Trade Facility. This will help to ensure that we have fewer export rejects for our exporters. The establishment of the National Trade Portal and the Trade Intelligence Unit at the Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, the WTO World Bank Digital Trade Support for Nigeria, sensitization workshop on trade-related aspects of intellectual property rights, training workshop for customs valuation to improve the services and the services of customs and other border security personnel. The WTO ITC Women Exporters Entrepreneurship Funding, this improves inclusiveness, especially for women-led businesses. And also the Cotton Development Initiative. This recently launched programs and support from the WTO and the ITC are geared towards enhancing trade, maximizing our export potential to generate foreign exchange, develop a robust revenue base for Nigeria, strengthening the base and the ease of doing business in Nigeria, and providing new opportunities for Nigerian businesses to scale and create more jobs. To enhance non-oil exports, the Ministry and the Nigerian Export Promotion Council have identified major roadblockers faced by Nigerian businesses in getting their goods and services into other countries. And we are providing technical assistance and interventions and other mechanisms to assist these businesses to export. Our goal is very simple. Remove the technical and non-technical barriers to trade, boost investment, and therefore export to become more efficient for businesses to thrive. This has led to the launch of the Enhanced National Trade Facilitation Committee to boost trade efficiency and to remove these technical and non-technical barriers to trade. With respect to trade as a tool to stimulate economic growth, the ministry has obtained the support of the WTO and the International Trade Center to launch the Nigerian Trade Intelligence Unit in collaboration with other MDAs such as the Federal Ministry of Communication, Innovation and Digital Economy, the Nigerian Customs Service, Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy, and the Central Bank of Nigeria, as well as the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics. Under the auspices of this ministry, the Lagos International Trade Fair Complex has recorded significant increased revenue to the federal government. As of last year, the revenue was just 17 million naira. At first quarter of this year, we've recorded 430 million naira. With this, and with the increasing facelift we're giving to the Lagos International Trade Fair, we're now set to host the popular Lagos International Trade Fair. This trade fair was last hosted 14 years ago in 2010. And this trade fair will reestablish our country as a market hub of West Africa. This will increase the market linkages and accesses for our manufacturers, suppliers, farmers and traders across Nigeria, significantly boosting the economic activities of the country in an unprecedented way through tourism, trade, manufacturing, and increased job creation. In a bid to ensure food security, we are implementing several reforms to the Nigerian Commodity Exchange to enhance its efficiency as a major commodity trade driver. These reforms at the Nigerian Commodity Exchange will create a future where the hard work of our farmers and our miners translate into equitable opportunities in national and international markets, contribute to minimizing food inflation, enhance solid mineral and agricultural production, boost private sector investment in the agricultural and mining value chain, boost exports and foster economic empowerment, especially among smallholder farmers and miners. On the global landscape, our bilateral engagements have also been fruitful and have led to significant partnership opportunities for Nigerian traders. We have successfully negotiated and executed multiple trade and investment agreements, further strengthening our bilateral relations and market access with various countries such as Qatar, UK, India, UAE, to name just a few. To enhance our trade and reduce export rejects and exporting time, we are creating the one-stop shop or the one-stop export processing centers across these geopolitical zones. These centers will accommodate all government agencies and private institutions that warehouse, test, certify, package, and document goods for export, and finally ship these commodities through the designated export terminals. Exporters will also be more strictly regulated to ensure that our dear country benefits from the export of our natural resources. All exports must be against inward letters of credit before goods can be shipped out of Nigeria. This will ensure that export proceeds are warehoused within Nigerian banks and made available to the FX market, further strengthening our currency and our economy. In investment, Nigeria's investment landscape is now witnessing a significant influx of foreign capital aligning with the renewed agenda of Mr. President. Led by the commitment of His Excellency Mr. President, we have secured investment commitments of over $30 billion so far across multiple sectors of the economy. In addition, the ministry is taking decisive and structured steps to attract capital investments which will transform our homegrown enterprises and industries into global players. We have concluded stakeholder engagements with our domestic, private equity and asset management firms towards the launch of an investment mobilization initiative aimed at increasing local and foreign investment as a catalyst for economic growth. While there's an abundance of debt capital for MSMEs to access as loans, there's a paucity of equity capital, which is the real investment capital that will unlock ideas into unicorns. Globally, MSMEs growth is witnessed in countries where private equity capital is readily accessible to businesses. His Excellency Mr. President has laid the foundation to increase private equity capital formation, hence the reason for initiating the Nigeria Diaspora Fund. The Nigeria diaspora remits between $20 to $25 billion annually, according to the World Bank. But these remittances have not been channeled intentionally to private equity. Therefore, the investment initiative by my ministry is creating the platform to target, mobilize, and utilize some of these funds into the productive economy. Our private equity and asset management firms have shown strong support for this investment initiative with a huge response to the request for expression of interest that we published. Our private equity and asset management firms are adept at attracting investments, and with the support of the ministry, there is now an assurance that government is backing this investment drive and will provide the enabling environment. We remove the roadblocks and the red tapes to ensure that investments can thrive. We are not limiting the investment drive to only Nigerian diasporas. We are reaching out to all fund providers. We also have strong support from development finance partners, and we have no doubt that with the success of this initiative, Nigeria will witness a boom in the formation of businesses, a strong financial and capital market, and the creation of a strong economic and industrial base to catalyze a $1 trillion GDP economy. What this means is that most times when businesses or people are trying to form businesses, they start with an idea. With the idea, you go to a bank. Banks don't give you money because it's just an idea. Banks will only give you money when you have established cash flow, when your business is making money. But with private capital or private equity, when you have an idea, there's somewhere to go to that will fund your idea. And as you know, ideas is the bedrock of innovation and is the bedrock of businesses. So with this initiative, we will see more money coming into finance everybody who has had an idea, to finance the entrepreneurial activity and desire of Nigerians. And we know Nigerians are very entrepreneurial. So by the grace of God, with this initiative, we should see us growing more businesses. We're also now set to host the Nigerian Investment Summit, which is a platform to connect domestic and global investors to Nigeria. We are creating and de-risking the investment opportunities in Nigeria, and we showcase this as we launch our digital deal room, which will present the investment opportunities and help to facilitate the investments as they happen. To further increase the ease of doing business and boost investor confidence, we are contributing to improving the rule of law for businesses and corporations. It is indeed sad to note that most contracts issued in Nigeria have other jurisdictions as places of arbitration, mostly England. We have observed that this is so because most businesses experience delays in the arbitration and legal processes for enforcing contracts. To remove this red tape, we have started engaging with the Office of the Attorney General to design automated commercial courts that will specialize in adjudicating on commercial disputes and fast-tracking dispute resolution. This will boost investor confidence and increase investment flows. On industry, in recognition of the important role played by the manufacturing sector in catalyzing economic growth, His Excellency Mr. President graciously approved a 200 billion naira presidential palliative program to support businesses by providing grants to nano businesses and loans to MSMEs and manufacturers at single-digit interest rate. Towards facilitation of this, the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, in partnership with the Bank of Industry, has successfully commenced phased disbursement of the grants in line with the palliative program. The core vision of the Renewed Hope Agenda for industrialization is the creation and development of industrial clusters. The existence of a vibrant and competitive cluster ecosystem has globally proven to be an essential tool and the engine for fostering innovation, productivity, and competitiveness in various regions and sectors of the economy. Consequently, this ecosystem within the industrial clusters increases potential economies of scale for industries, thereby increasing competitiveness in regional and global markets. The ministry has commenced the initial process of mapping out major industrial clusters across the country to provide them with targeted interventions, thereby enhancing their vibrancy and competitiveness. A lot of our industrial clusters are still not connected to efficient and affordable power supply. We are flagging off our Light Up campaign, starting with the Agbara Industrial Zone, which has not been connected to the power grid. We are connecting this to the power grid. We will connect the Dawanu markets in Kano to captive gas supply. We are connecting the Nnewi Industrial Cluster to gas. There is gas in the southeast and south-south, but most of the businesses in this region do not have gas supply and efficient power supply. We will continue to provide efficient power to all industries within industrial hubs until we cover the whole of Nigeria. Many industries currently generate their own power with their diesel generating sets. But when these industries are connected to a captive power, their distributed cost lowers the cost of production by at least 1/3. This strategic move signifies our resolve to harness clusters as engines of economic growth and development, fostering innovation and job creation. Mr. President launched the Presidential CNG initiative for the ministry. We are taking this move one step up. We will flag off the conversion and manufacturing of CNG trucks and trailers to carry goods for trade. Logistics and cost of transportation contribute significantly to cost of goods sold and consequently to inflation. CNG is 4 times cheaper than diesel for transportation. And with this initiative, we will drop the cost of carrying goods and see our cost of production drop. Let me emphasize here again that just powering industries with gas and reducing or encouraging trucks to convert to CNG instead of using diesel will drop total cost by 60%. And that is a drop in price of goods that you purchase and a drop in inflation. Thanks to Mr. President, the Presidential Gas Initiative will once more become, with the Presidential Gas Initiative, industries can once more become profitable. We've seen a lot of our industries closing down, with many more on the verge of closing as a result of high cost of production, chiefly due to energy costs and transportation. So now you can understand how Mr. President is tackling and helping to revamp industries by just the Presidential Gas CNG initiative. It's interesting to know that a basket of onions in Kano is just 10,000 naira, but when it gets to Lagos, it's 50,000 or 70,000 naira. And the difference is actually due to cost, transportation. With CNG, that cost will drop significantly and we can now buy food at a cheaper price. Another initiative of Mr. President that will stimulate industrialization is the mass metering initiative of Mr. President. And when local manufacturers participate to meet the supply need, we will see a boom in the metering industry, thus improving both efficiency and capacity, and eventually making our own manufacturers to become world-class. Nigeria, through this initiative, could easily become a major production hub for meters, not just for Nigeria, but to also supply to the African continent. Furthermore, the ministry is developing a resurgence plan for optimized performance of the Nigerian cotton, textile and apparel industry in partnership with development partners and private sector players. So far, we have attracted $3.5 billion to unlock the textile, cotton and apparel industry. As you know, Nigeria's textile and apparel industry covers the entire clothing value chain and has a strong potential for growth due to availability of cotton and the country's large market size. This industry is one of the top contributors to the manufacturing sector of the economy, with huge potential for employment for both skilled and unskilled labor, with extensive capacity for generating export earning and attracting foreign direct investment, and therefore reducing poverty. Likewise, steps are also being taken to unlock the potential opportunities inherent in the nation's automotive sector. In collaboration with the Nigerian Automotive Design and Development Council, the anchor institution for the Nigerian Automotive Industrial Development Plan, and the regulatory body for automotive industry in Nigeria, the strategy and the goal of the ministry is to return the Nigerian automotive sector to supply at least 40% of its components locally, and these components include glasses, that's glass within the cars, tires, batteries, brake pads, foam and seats, exhaust, electric cables, just name it. Towards this end, we have developed frameworks that emphasize the need for collaboration among manufacturers, dealers, regulatory bodies, and other players in the automotive sector. Because we believe that by working together, we can address challenges and streamline processes, the automotive industry is now set to sign offtake agreements among themselves, and this is the beginning of history in Nigeria. With the MOUs and the agreements, suppliers can be rest assured that car assemblers and manufacturers will buy their own products. Assemblers will be guaranteed of their supply chain, quality and standards, and consumers will be able to buy affordable cars. As we remove the impediments to businesses and unlock the economic sector by sector, we are also creating ways to ensure that MSMEs have unlimited access to finance. We are set to launch the MSME Connect platform that will connect vendors and suppliers to finance, to invoice discounting and trade financing. The financial marketplace, this financial marketplace helps to improve price discovery for finance costs, to reduce the cost of capital, and improve access to short-term capital to finance inventory and operating costs. We'll continue to focus on turning our industries into special economic zones and free trade zones. This is important to ensure that there is a level playing ground for industries within and outside the zones. We must continue to protect our industries and to support them to scale without breaking laws or regulations. Currently, we are reviewing the way businesses within the zones and industrial hubs operate, and we're also fine-tuning with incentives to support all businesses, all industries, both within and outside industrial clusters. And we shall unveil some of these strategies very soon. To further support industrialization, we have issued import duty exemption certificates to over 50 manufacturers to boost expansion and production capacity. Additionally, we are implementing growth programs through the backward integration program for the following products: raw sugar, palm oil, automobile assembly, battery assembly, cassava starch and tomato concentrate, and others. We are supporting the needles and syringe industry and the health sector to ensure that we have a constant supply of hygienic instruments and devices for our healthcare. With all the support to the industries to make businesses more cost-effective, we're heading towards becoming more competitive and efficient, especially as we prepare to take advantage of the African continental free trade area. There will be no industry if there is no skill to support it. We identified that our country has an industrial skills shortage, despite having a huge number of human resources. Industrial skills is a specialized skill set and must be trained for. This brings me to skills development and job creation. The Skill Up Artisan program that we termed SUPER is led by our parastatal, the Industrial Training Fund, and has commenced training and development of industrial skills in partnership with Manufacturers Association of Nigeria and other international certifying organizations. The program will not only equip Nigerians with industrial skills, ensuring that there's available trained manpower to support our industrial resurgence drive. It will also empower our artisans with both technical and non-technical skill training, license them, and increase their access to essential toolkits and promote industry standard excellence. SUPER addresses the skills deficiency among artisans and standardizes artisanal practices. The program ensures the availability of a skilled workforce for domestic industry, thereby reducing labor import dependency. Over a 2-year period, we intend to empower over 10 million hardworking Nigerians. To make it clearer to understand, Nigeria's industrial revitalization will be jump-started by the massive construction happening under the President. Mr. President is building roads and houses across Nigeria. Therefore, the steel sector and the cement sector will see a massive boom. And with it, the growth of jobs in the construction industry. And for us to prepare Nigerians to take advantage of this, we started training artisans in construction practices. We sent out a call for entry. 500,000 applications were sent in. We went around the whole country and certified and verified this, and we're starting with 100,000 people that were training in construction, in masonry, in different aspects of construction. And now, at the end of their training, we will have certified artisans who can take part in the construction industry. Other job creation initiatives that we are also boosting include the following. Recently, we launched or established the Renewed Hope Job Center in collaboration with SMIDAN to match available vacancies in industries and businesses with available talent pools across the country. This is both a physical and a digital location. Currently, we are piloting it, and we are going to roll it out across the country. So far, we have matched 4,000 people to job opportunities in various MSMEs. We have seen increasing application from job seekers, and so we're going to increase our reach out to businesses to post their vacancies on these platforms for Nigerians to access the job opportunities and vacancies that are available. We also launched the National Talent Export Program, NATEP, to create 1 million jobs, including talent exchange and talent export, business process outsourcing and job outsourcing. We are engaging and signing MOUs with world-class organizations and governments on this. So far, we have signed an MOU to outsource 50,000 jobs from the United States of America to Nigeria to tap our IT skilled workforce to provide tech support for businesses in the US. We are also about to start physical talent exports with the MOU we currently signed to help Nigerians have jobs in the Middle East and in Europe. NATEP was created as a response of His Excellency, Mr. President, to different accusations of illegal migration of Nigerians in search of job application. NATEP will help Nigerians to go to work in foreign lands with the right job placement and documentation to preserve the dignity and the earning power of Nigerians who work abroad. It will also help us to save us from embarrassment and reputational issues due to illegal migration. At this juncture, permit me to shed some spotlight on various initiatives and key achievements championed by some of the agencies under this ministry. In a bid to boost investor confidence and deepen the capital and financial markets, we have taken steps to clean out and streamline the financial reporting standards to ensure accuracy and transparency of financial reporting. This is championed by the revamped Financial Reporting Council. The implementation of the Rapid Rural Program on Investment for Development, RAPID, established by the Bank of Industry, will support industrial sector of the Nigerian economy within the rural communities, and this is championed by BOI. Over 16,000 jobs have been created in the past year through under the Corporate Affairs Commission. Accordingly, under this revised service timeline, business registration can be completed within 24 hours at the Commission. The SON is also going to commence the Product Authentication Mark, which introduces distinctive marks on regulated products to streamline identification, improve market surveillance, and combat substandard and counterfeit goods in Nigeria. The FCCPC is also continuing to improve price monitoring with the imminent launch of the price monitoring app. We will continue until the ease of doing business is promoted. We have also faced a lot of challenges. I'm trying to round up because I've been getting signal that my time is up. So having shared our key areas of success and potential growth, we must acknowledge some of the prevailing challenges facing our economic and industrial growth. Nigeria, like many nations globally, have not been immune to challenges in global economic growth over the past years, such as heightened inflation level, disruption in the global supply chain, sluggish post-COVID recovery, and tightening global financing. Locally, infrastructural deficits, bureaucratic bottlenecks, insecurity, and regulatory complexities remain hurdles to overcome and pose risks to our economic stability. Yet, we are undeterred in our resolve to address some of these challenges head-on, seeking innovative solutions and fostering local and global cooperations across sectors. All of what I have highlighted so far are part of our response to tackling these challenges, creating and supporting an enabling environment for businesses to thrive and for the economy to grow. We are constantly leveraging partnerships with the private sector to get closer to the business community and to resolve their challenges by holding periodic stakeholder engagements. It is through these collaborations and engagements that we can fully unlock the potential of our country and create an environment where businesses can thrive. I regularly undertake factory tours to identify these challenges. And from these factory tours, we've observed general optimism about the Nigerian market. The manufacturers all forecast continued growth of their businesses and have made investment plans to support this growth. They believe that the demand in the Nigerian market presents strong growth opportunities for businesses, and all we just had to do was to intervene, as already highlighted. So permit me here to conclude by reiterating the continuing and unwavering commitment of the ministry to support businesses, promote trade liberalization, create an environment for businesses to thrive, and to attract local and global investment, in furtherance of the Renewed Hope agenda under the leadership and administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. To my esteemed colleagues, honorable ministers, I also extend my congratulations to you all for the hard work and successes displayed in the past year. I am thrilled to be working with you, and I look forward to increased cooperation through dialogue, robust exchange of information, strategic collaborations, and on my part, offering assistance when required. I thank you all for your time and attention.